No matter how small you start something that matters. Begin. Because the truth is, most people are not held back by lack of talent. They are not stopped by lack of intelligence. They are not even stopped by lack of opportunity. They are stopped by waiting to feel ready, waiting for confidence, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting until everything makes sense. But life doesn't begin when things are perfect. Life begins when you decide to move, even while uncertain. Every meaningful journey in history started small. Every powerful idea was once fragile. Every strong person was once unsure. No one begins with clarity. They begin with courage. And courage is not loud. It doesn't announce itself. Sometimes courage looks like taking one quiet step when no one is watching. You don't need a massive plan. You don't need all the answers. You don't need permission. You just need to begin, because momentum is created after movement, not before it. Most people think motivation comes first, but that's not how it works. Action creates motivation. Progress creates belief. Movement creates clarity. You don't find confidence. You build it through doing. Think about how many dreams die silently. Not because they were impossible, but because they were postponed. I'll start tomorrow, when I have more time, when I feel more confident, when I'm less afraid. But tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. And one day you look back and realize time moved forward without you. The cost of waiting is far greater than the risk of starting small. Starting small is not weakness. Starting small is wisdom, because small steps are sustainable. Small steps are repeatable. Small steps grow. A seed does not apologize for being small. It understands its purpose. And if you water it daily, protect it consistently, and give it time, it becomes something powerful. You don't have to change your whole life today. You only have to change your direction. One decision, one habit, one action. That's how transformation begins. Not with a dramatic moment, but with a quiet commitment to yourself. A commitment that says, I may not be where I want to be, but I refuse to stay where I am. And that decision alone already puts you ahead of most people. Because most people live in hesitation. They think too much. They analyze too long. They imagine failure before they even try. But growth doesn't happen in your head. It happens in motion. You learn by doing. You adjust by failing. You improve by continuing. The first version will be messy. The first attempt will be imperfect. The first step will feel uncomfortable. Good. That's how you know you're moving. Comfort never built greatness. Ease never created strength. Certainty never produced growth. Progress belongs to those willing to be bad at something long enough to become good at it. You don't need to impress anyone. You don't need validation. You don't need applause. You need consistency. Because consistency turns small actions into massive outcomes. One page a day becomes a book. One workout becomes a lifestyle. One honest effort becomes a new identity. You are not defined by how fast you move. You are defined by whether you stop or continue. And continuing, especially when it's hard, is where real character is built. There will be days when motivation disappears. Days when doubt gets loud. Days when quitting feels logical. Those are not signs to stop. Those are signs you're growing. Growth always feels like resistance first. The mind wants safety. The soul wants expansion. And every time you choose to begin again, even after setbacks, you strengthen something inside you that cannot be taken away. Self-trust. That quiet voice that says, I keep my word to myself. That's power. Because once you trust yourself, fear loses control. You stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I never try? Regret is heavier than effort. Unlived potential is heavier than struggle. And years from now, you won't remember how afraid you were. You'll remember whether you started. So start small. Start scared. Start uncertain. Start imperfect. But start. Write the first sentence. Take the first step. Make the first attempt. Because beginnings don't need to be loud. They just need to be real. No matter how small you start something that matters. Begin. Not tomorrow. Not when it's perfect. Not when you feel ready. Begin now. Because the version of you you're trying to become is waiting on the other side of one brave decision. And that decision is simply this: start.